Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Uncle Matt's Cookery Lessons. Going to be making tartiflette from the French Alps, and it is very naughty indeed. So like the numpty that I am, I actually forgot to film the intro, so let's just crack on with this, shall we? So those are some wrapped potatoes. They're waxy that I've cooked, let them steam dry, and then actually they've been in the fridge for ages to get nice and cold so that it's easy to peel them and slice them like this. So if you're choosing potatoes for this, try to find waxy varieties rather than the floury ones, because the floury ones won't let you do this. They'll sort of break up. You still use them, still be a delicious dish, but you know, I wanted them to hold together a little bit. So slice them as sort of thinly as you think you can, with them staying together. And then I'm going to peel the onions. So I've got a couple of onions to go in this recipe, and I've got a bit of thyme to pick from my garden. And yeah, that's a useful technique there to get some of the extra leaves off. Give them a rub between your hands, run the knife through that just to chop them up a bit. And that's the thyme done. So then we've got to chop these onions, or slice them. So through the core, remove the core, like that, like so, and then you're going to slice them with the grain. And just a quick mention to my work colleague Richard, who is leaving. Oh, I miss you, Rich. It's been nice working with you, but he's mentioned that he quite likes the bits of my videos where I'm chopping stuff up, and so I thought I'd show you another way of doing it with a different sort of type of knife. And when you're slicing with the grain of the onion, you get to a point where it's sort of a bit thin, it wants to fall over. So just knock it over like that, and then it's got a flat edge on it, and it's easier to chop the rest of it. And just keep chopping and chopping and chopping until your eyes get all weepy and you feel another bit of acting coming on. Please forgive me for that. I just want the Academy to know what I've got here. This is what we're dealing with here. So if you want to give me a call, I'm available. Okay, so some bacon to dice up. Just some regular streaky bacon, smoked in this case, but it's up to you. And get that into a preheated frying pan or skillet. No oil required. It's got some fat in there, isn't it? So it's going to release. If you're using a back bacon, you might need a bit of oil. And then that fat is going to be what we need to cook the onions. Now, this is where I don't believe the French have got this right. They start the onions and then add the bacon, and I just think you are missing a trick, the French. Look at all that lovely extra flavour I got in by caramelising that bacon. So you're welcome, France. You know, we like to help you out every now and again, don't we? Right then, so let's season up this mixture. So obviously easy with the salt because the bacon be salty, but plenty of pepper, and there's the thyme. And you're going to just realise how absolutely simple this recipe is. And quite often, the best dishes are the simplest ones, aren't they? So just medium to low heat. Just keep moving around to sweat them nicely like that. And then we're going to add in, after we give it a fancy toss for the camera, some garlic. And then some white wine. Obviously, I'm using an Alpine wine here, of course. But yeah, any white wine you like, really. Just as much of that as we want as well, because we're going to reduce it down until it's basically, we just created some moist onions. And the alcohol would have been burnt off. And while that's cooking down, let's butter the oven dish that I'm using. And if you're worried about the butter, I mean, well, just don't do this dish then, because it's got an awful lot of fat in it. And I'm just going to pop that in the fridge to chill for a little while. It's not absolutely crucial, that step, but yeah. It's quite a nice touch. And there you can see evaporation, the wine has gone, but the flavour is still there. And let's build this unbelievably simple dish. So half of the potatoes scattered in the bottom, just sort of arrange them a little bit. You don't have to be too fancy about this, it's not going to matter. and then all of the onion mixture over that. And so then, brief bit of history for you while you can see me doing this. This is not an ancient dish. This doesn't date back to the Middle Ages. It dates back to the 1980s. And the Reblochon board, this is the cheese, the amazing cheese from the Savoire region, was worried that they weren't selling enough of their cheese. So they decided to put their heads together and they came up with just this wonderful, divine tartiflette dish. Well done, you guys, because I love it when stuff like that happens. And this is a staple. If you go skiing in the French Alps, you are eating this. This is on the menu absolutely everywhere. So there we go, creme fraiche on top of the potatoes. Now let's get the reblochon. I've put mine in the freezer for a little while to get it super chilled because it is a really, really soft cheese. Look at it, lovely. I had to go to 4 different shops to get that. Can you believe it? Something wrong with the supply issue, I guess. But if you do this from even just regularly chilled or room temperature, it's so soft and squidgy, it's going to be difficult to cut. So in the freezer it was for about 20 minutes. And it's manageable. And I'm just going to show it to you. Look, there, reblochon. See? Let's finish this dish off and just dunk your pepper grinder in the creme fraiche, if you like. And after you've given it a nice season, arrange the reblochon cheese, the rind or skin side up. And, oh, doesn't that look nice? And that's it. Half an hour later or so, or till it's nice and golden and bubbly, you have made tartiflette, and it is delightful. And let's put the heart attack on hold for a moment and have some salad with it. So I've got some nice endive or chicory, couple of big spoonfuls of this beautiful, umptuous, sort of chewy, slightly crispy, gooey dish. Wonderful. So I put some seeds in my salad and a bit of honey dressing, and I am going to hand you back over to me for the tasting. Okay, tartiflette. I made this a while back and I just didn't like the video anymore. It was not very good, so I thought let's do it again. Okay. Let's try that cheese, and it's the crust on it. Yum, yum, yum. Bacon, onions, potato, creme fraiche, and reblochon cheese. I mean, how could you not like that? And that's when the French are at their best, when they're making no-nonsense, simple food. Anyway, a bit of chicory, or endive, however you want to call it, with a nice honey mustard dressing. I think salad is a must with this, because it's quite rich. And I encourage you to have a nice glass of white wine with it. I'm only have a half glass, working tomorrow morning. Anyway, that is just absolutely delicious. Comfort food at its best, yes. Well done, the French. Well done. Sometimes you're quite good. Anyway, give tartiflette a go. I think you'll quite like it. Anyway, catch you the next one. Come real soon. Bye.